Hello, my name is Leah, and welcome to another Camp NaNo and I'm vlog. Today's actually July 6th, so camp has been going on for a little while now, but I've been in Texas since the 1st visiting my family, so we just got back yesterday. I've been pretty busy today so far, so I've only gotten like a couple hundred words of writing in, but we are about to start getting in some words for Camp NaNoWriMo. My goal for this month's camp is 20,000 words, so not a super crazy strenuous type of camp for me, mainly because I'm going to be focusing on a fair amount of prep work for this novel as well. So I don't want to force myself to like jump into drafting without having done the work that needs to be done beforehand. But y'all, I'm so excited to be working on Project Fire. Like, switching projects was definitely the right move. I feel super energized to like get into it, and I'm kind of trying to hold myself back so I can actually do that prep work because I want to just write stuff. I want to jump into the draft and get the book out there and have the story exist in the world in a better form that it exists already, because, you know, my zero draft from before doesn't really even count. There's just this thing in my head that I want to exist in the world, and it doesn't exist right now, and so I want to make it exist. But I have to do the prep work to make that actually work out well and have me not screw it all up as I'm writing the first draft. I've been working through the book Story Genius, doing some pre-writing stuff, working through some character stuff. I'll have a video coming out later that kind of goes into more depth on what I've been doing with the book Story Genius. It'll kind of do a bit of a review, if you will, in vlog form as I go through the whole process. But I'm still working on that, so today I'm, weirdly enough, going to be writing one of the last scenes of the book. So I'm jumping straight to the end, which is weird for me. I don't like doing that. I, for the most part, write in chronological order, but that's just part of the way that this method is going. And it does make sense. The idea is to have your end in mind, to have that goal point that you're slowly building towards. And even though obviously what I write right now isn't going to be super great, or probably isn't even going to be exactly how it plays out when I actually finish the draft, it's a good starting point to have, to just kind of mark that finale point. I tried to come up with as much specifics as I could, but there's a lot of things that I don't know. I just feel like I don't know how they're supposed to play out in the end because I haven't written the book yet. And I haven't even worked on plotting the book at all. But that's the method. Like, I'm kind of cheating using this method anyways because I already have an idea of how the story plays out because I've written it before, essentially. But this Story Genius method is supposed to help you build a story from scratch, so I suppose I'm just gonna trust it and write this end scene. We'll see how it goes. I also finished the first scene for this draft, which I'm going to count as my July 1st word count, even though I technically finished that the day before, mainly because my goal for the end of the month is to have 20,000 words in the document as a whole, so that counts. So this is my starting word count as of right now, but I will be slowly adding on to this as the month progresses. So I didn't actually update yesterday, mainly because I'm still working on some prep stuff, which doesn't feel like I'm doing a ton in terms of actually drafting, because I'm not. But I did do some drafting yesterday. I continued working on the last scene, and I kind of hit a stride, which was nice. I kind of have most of it figured out, and I think that's what I'm going to start on today, is trying to get the little chunks that I wrote throughout the scene all connected together so that it's all one cohesive scene. Today's Thursday, and I normally upload videos on Thursday, and I was going to do the mid-year book freak out tag, but I feel like I haven't read enough books to do that, and also most of the books that I've read I already talked about in my recent reads video, and so I don't want to be repetitive. So I'm thinking I might just skip an upload this week because I would have to film, edit, and upload a whole video today, which sounds like a lot, and I kind of just really want to work on my book. instead. So we'll do that, and then next week is this vlog, which you are watching right now. But yes, it is about 9 a.m. so we're starting the day. I've got some tea steeping over there, and then after that I will sit down to work on that final scene again. I yesterday wrote my words, did my thing, and then I kind of skipped ahead in the book to kind of get a feeling for and maybe start working on what comes next. And so I actually did start on the sort of outlining part of things, which is exciting. She calls it blueprinting, but it's essentially the outline process with paying special attention to the characters' like internal conflict. So I'm excited to start getting some of that down. I'm excited to start kind of exploring what works from my previous draft and what doesn't, what I want to keep, what I want to toss. I feel like most of it's going to be tossed, although there's some scene concepts that I think will translate well. So I can still have like the plot of that scene, but the character like motivation is going to be a little bit clearer. It's not just going to be completely external, and so I think that will bring some new life into those scenes that just kind of feel boring in the other book. I say other book. It's the same book, it's just a different draft, but it kind of feels like a whole different book because it's so different from what I'm doing here. But anyways, that's my plan for today, and I will check in later with a little progress update. I think it's time to write. As I said, I have been working through the Story Genius book, and I finished today doing an outline of sorts. It's not my usual outline, which has like very specific information outlined in it, but it covers a lot of the same stuff that my usual outline would, while simultaneously giving me a better sense of the big picture. I wasn't quite done with the book, but I kind of kept reading, and a lot of the stuff that was covered in the end was stuff that I've actually already done for my book, just from having worked on it previously, and it all kind of like weaves together almost too well. I don't know if I should be suspicious or if I'm actually like at the point where I should write. This book has given me so much trouble in the past. I don't know why it's not giving me trouble now. There's stuff that I've changed for sure. Like the entire second half of the book, I want to say I've like changed into something different, but it really just didn't exist before in the first place. Like there was no purpose behind the end. It was all just my character doing and this happens and then this happens, but there was no cohesive like emotional reason why anything was happening. And so just clarifying what that is, what my protagonist is building to at the end. And I think writing that end scene actually helped me a lot in kind of visualizing and making that end moment concrete. It helped me kind of fill in those gaps that I was missing before in the second half of the book. We'll see how it goes when I get there, because I feel like, I don't know. I mean, maybe it is because I've worked on this story so much, but it feels too easy. Something's wrong. I know something has to be wrong. I think one of my problems with this book in the previous draft that I wrote, and also in Project Shadows, is that I get to that end and what I write ends up coming off as very cheesy, a little bit preachy, because I think that I go in kind of heavy-handed with the theme. In my original draft of Project Fire, my villain just kind of monologues for a while, just explaining their whole like plan and stuff, which is just a not great ending. And so even though obviously what I have written is gonna change, absolutely for sure, just the act of putting it on paper, I think, is going to ground the lead up, and it also gave me ideas for what comes after it as well. I actually am really excited to write the very last scene of the book, because it just has this nice tie-in with the first scene, and you just get to see how much my little baby main character has grown. I'm just excited. Unfortunately, though, I will not be writing that because I do want to write the book in chronological order, despite having already written the climactic scene. I feel like doing that will just help make that moment even sweeter, and it'll be something to look forward to. I'm technically behind on my camp goals, but I knew that was going to happen because I knew I would be finishing up Story Genius within the first week or two. I'm not doing as bad as I thought I would, and I didn't actually expect to finish the book today either. So we're ahead of schedule, which is always nice. But yeah, now my updates will have more to do with the actual writing of the book, which is nice. weekend. Today is Monday. I didn't film any over the weekend because I didn't do any writing. On Sunday, it was my husband and I's anniversary, so we spent the weekend in Williamsburg, just touring around a little bit. It was very fun. Clearly, I forgot to pack sunscreen, so I'm a little bit red today, but I'm excited to jump back into Project Fire. I finished chapter 1 on Friday. I got like halfway through the second scene by the time the workday was over, because I typically try to work from 9 to 5 every day, but then my brain just couldn't stop thinking about it, and so later on I went back and I just went ahead and finished the scene that night. And I believe as of Friday I was ahead of my nano goal, but because I didn't write any on the weekend, I believe I'm behind again, which is fine. I think I really only have to write like 700 words a day to be able to actually get the 20,000 words that I wanted to by the end of the month, which is gonna be absolutely no problem to reach. Next week though is where I don't really know how I'm going to do. I could write a fair amount of words, I could not write at all. I'm gonna play it by ear, but that's because I'm going to the beach. And one of the people who will be there is my sister-in-law, who will be working remotely. So I think that we're gonna have some like downtime, some work time, and it'll be fun to just kind of do some writing whilst also on the beach. But either way, I'm not gonna force it because, you know, vacation. I also need to do laundry, do the dishes, make a meal plan for this week, and go grocery shopping. And I probably need to clean our bathroom and like just tidy up around the apartment as well. So we've got some like household things to do as well. But for now, while my brain is fresh and awake, since it is the morning, I'm gonna try to get some writing done. I told myself that I was going to edit the rough cut for this video today. However, I don't want to do that. So I think I'm going to keep writing. I made it through another scene, which is great. This one needed a little bit more editing than the previous two, but for the most part, again, this is one of the ones that I kind of have already had written that I'm mostly okay with. After this is where it starts to get kind of sketchy. I'll have like chunks written, but the full scene like not complete. There's a scene that I have written that comes after this that I'm actually just gonna cut. The thing will still happen, but I'm just gonna kind of skim over it to get to the next part because I realized it doesn't really actually add anything to the story. I was just kind of wanting to have an excuse to convey certain information, but the scene itself doesn't progress anything, so I need to just figure out a different way to convey that information within the stuff that actually is moving the plot along, I guess, the cause and effect actions of the character. So I think instead of editing this video, I'm gonna start on that, and maybe we'll get to this tomorrow.
So, hi, hello. Hi, everyone.
Okay, I have finally finished the rough cut, I guess, on this vlog. Oh my gosh. And on my Story Genius vlog, which is supposed to go up next week, but I have to get it finished and uploaded by the end of this week because I won't have access to my PC next week because of the whole beach thing. And whenever I went to start working on that vlog, none of the footage was there. So I had to start completely over from scratch today. So it's 1:38. I've been working on these two videos literally all day, and I have not done any writing. I just finished up with my Camp NaNo vlog, so this one, up to this point, obviously, because I'm recording this now. But I need to take a break to film the wrap-up section for the Story Genius vlog, and then actually do my writing for today, so that I can give you an update on how far I got. Except there's some dude outside leaf blowing, so I can't record right now. Yesterday I didn't film any updates, but I did get some words in. I got to join Danica on a live stream with Caitlin on her channel, so that was very fun. Anyways, while this dude's leaf blowing outside, I guess I will try to work on some writing. I've officially broken into the new words section. The stuff that I revised at the beginning of 2020, I got about 17,000 words in, so basically close to the end of Act 1. But I also had it as a dual POV, which I've changed it back to just being a single POV. The inception of the dual POV came about a long time ago, even back in the original Dirty Zero draft that I did in 2018. But the only reason it came about in the first place was just because I was trying to fill space in Act 2, and I was like, something's not working. Maybe I need a second POV, which is absolutely not the answer. It was just that the story sucked. And after kind of playing around with the second POV for a little bit, I was just like, no, I'm cutting it. This isn't a dual POV story, it's a single POV. So about half of those words that I had written from before were just automatically ruled out because they were the second POV. And about half of the main character's POV got cut because it starts to move it in that old direction that I had, but we're moving it into the new direction that's a little bit better. So I'm really only on scene 5, but I'm already writing new words again, which is exciting. Okay, I've finished my writing for today. I gave myself a really small goal, basically. I just wanted to write 500 words because I'm ahead of schedule, surprisingly. Because I finished the Story Genius book slightly earlier than I thought I would, I jumped into drafting faster than I thought I would, which means that I've already passed 10K. I'm ending today at 10,979 words, which is over halfway for my whole Camp Nano goal. Which, as today is the 14th, that's definitely a good thing, but I know I'm not going to take the whole rest of the month just to get another 10,000. I'll probably end up finishing around 25 or 30K for the month, which is very good. It feels good to be making good progress, specifically. So I total wrote 688 words today, and I still have Thursday and Friday of this week, which my end of the week goal was 10,000 words. So I'm definitely getting past that. My new updated end of the week goal is going to be 14,000. You'll have to wait for my week number 3 vlog to see if I actually accomplish that. Let me know how the first 2 weeks of camp have gone for you if you are participating. What sort of goals do you have set for yourself? I know a lot of people that I know are doing more time-based goals, but that is all that I have for you for this week and for this vlog. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.